It's showtime.
Street smarts, but I am a girl. So I do have some girl smarts. Number one is do not be nice. Do not say sorry. There was actually a paper I read about this convicted R-word who said that he would bump into girls at grocery stores, and if they said sorry or smiled and tried to make him feel more comfortable, he would be like, that's the one I'm going to go after.
What's the R-word?
Because you obviously apologized for something that wasn't your fault, and you're probably not going to put up that much of a fight or make that much of a scene or yell that very loud because you want other people to feel comfortable, even though he purposely bumped into you. So if you feel weird, best piece of advice is don't make them feel more comfortable getting closer to you. Don't make them feel more comfortable like walking up, don't smile, don't be like, look at them and like make them feel as uncomfortable as you do. I think all girls know this, don't wear ponytail holders when you feel weird because it's easier for them to control. That was another thing that the R-word said that you looked for was girls wearing ponytails because they can hold on to. Don't let them take you to a second location. Make sure the second that you get into your car, you lock your doors. Don't stay in parking lots too long. I feel like, sadly, these are things like all girls know. Be on FaceTime with someone or a phone call or go live when you feel weird and you're walking by somewhere, but don't have the phone up to your face where it looks like you are unaware of your surroundings. The best piece of advice I can give is to read this book called The Gift of Fear. Basically it talks about how fear is your body's protection, and it's your body alerting you to some danger. And you're not supposed to ignore fear and push it down. You're supposed to act on your fear. So leave the parking lot, leave the store, cross to the other side of the street. If you're feeling fear, your subconscious brain picks up on something like 70% more than your conscious brain. So if your body is feeling anxious and you don't really know why, listen to it. There's a reason. You might not consciously know, but listen to it. One of the stories that I learned the most from in that book.
She's talking a lot. I thought it was multiple people in this video.
Next! The groceries, and she felt weird, but she didn't know why, and she didn't want to look like a girl that's scared of him because he was being nice. So she was like, yeah, you can help me with my groceries up to my apartment. And then once they got to the apartment, he still stood there, and she still felt weird and was like, oh,
no ma'am.
And he was like, oh,
no ma'am.
I'll carry him into your apartment. And she felt weird.
I'll struggle before I get a stranger to help me with my groceries. No ma'am.
Did some bad stuff, and he's actually planning on ending her, and she was able to escape. And looking back on it with the therapist, she was like, I felt weird because I didn't hear the door open when I came into my building. So he was waiting for me in my building, and my body knew that, but my conscious brain didn't, and that's why I felt scared. So always listen to when you're feeling scared. There's usually a reason.
A good reason, yeah.
Oh, the street smart. What is your most street tip? Let's do a New York version. If you're in New York City, you're in the subway, stand in the middle of the platform and put your back to the wall.
Y'all know I love a bald head.
To a pillar that's there, because otherwise you're looking to get pushed in. Sleepy crackheads are safe crackheads. If they're knocked out, they're drooling, they're not a problem. You can leave them alone. If they're sleeping on the floor, leave them alone. If they make eye contact with you, then they want some type of engagement. That is the one that you want to stay away from. Also, they kind of operate like zombies. If they move a little too fast,
not like zombies.
You need to go the other direction. If somebody asks you for the time, do not give it to them if it's late at night, or if you have to pull out your phone to give them that information. They're really trying to see if you have a phone, so they go boop and take it from you. Don't do it. This one my pops told me when I was younger. As a black man, don't run. Don't run out of the street. Doesn't matter if you're a sprinter, doesn't matter if you're long distance runner, don't run. Walk. Because otherwise you'll be perceived as having done something illegal.
Oh, the street smart. What is your most street tip?
I buy about a 45-second rule. What that means is don't spend any more than 45 seconds between getting your keys in the door, getting in the driver's seat, and pulling off. Super important for women. Very important for women. I'm going to explain why. I'm a registered nurse, and I had a patient who was an SA victim. Trigger warning, stop here, you can't listen to that. And what happened to her was she was 18, 19 years old, lived in an apartment complex. And she pulled up to, that's where her mailboxes were in the apartment complex. And she sat there and read her mail. Totally unconscious habit, I do the same thing. In the process of doing this, some dude came up and took a crowbar, broke her window, pulled her out of the car, threw her in the trunk, and drove off. It drove her 5 miles away and essayed her for days at a time. He beat her so bad that she lost an eye. She had an orbital fracture that eventually took her vision in one eye. And this baby was 19 years old. And it stuck with me because she didn't even know that she had lost an eye.
Oh my
She
goodness.
thought her eye was going shut. She didn't know the eye was gone. And she kept telling me, when I get out of here, I'm going to get to see it again. And I, as a nurse, you're looking at her like, how do I tell her that you're going to have one eye for the rest of your life? You're only 19. And a detective that was handling the case, he came up and he told me, you got to follow the 45-second rule. Once you get in the car, pull off. Don't spend no time sitting behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And this is especially important for people like me who have ADHD, who get in the car just scrolling, not paying no attention. You don't know who is looking at you.
Yeah.
45 seconds. Pull off.
All with Street Smart, what is your most street tip?
This is one that I learned from my mom. And most of my followers are women, so I'll share this. You never know who it can help. The question, do you have a man at home, is a threat to a woman's safety. Men perceive the other men in your life as your protectors. In other words, if I mess with you, I have to fight your brothers.
Right.
I have to fight your dad, or I'll have to fight your boyfriend. So the question, do you have a man at home, is essentially asking you, what is your protection like at home? Keep in mind, he did not ask, do you have a boyfriend? Are you dating? He asked, do you have a man at home?
Okay,
It's one of
but
those things that shows my language.
with that, like,
Important.
what if you're a person that's honest? Like, sometimes honesty gets you hemmed up, child.
Smart, what is your most street tip?
Like I said, I done lived in some rough neighborhoods, so I got some street tips for you. Most of the time, they're probably going to pertain to women, but you never know. Some of the guys might need them too.
Give them to me, girl. Give them to me.
Let's get it. If you ever in a situation where you feel like you're being followed, pay attention to A, your shadow and any reflection that you can. If you got good peripheral vision, try to always make sure you watching side of your eye, and also make sure you listen to your own footsteps. And take your fucking earphones out your ear. If you ever feel like you're being chased while you're driving, 3, 4 right turns. If somebody follows you literally around a block, go ahead and take them to the police station real quick since they want to follow you.
Hello.
If you ever have to be driving somewhere and you at stop traffic, you know 9 times out of 10 that lane is going to be long. Always make sure that you got at least 200-300 feet from the next car in front of you, just in case you got to speed off correctly. Anytime your instincts are telling you that something's wrong, you need to pack your shit and leave. If you ever in a party and you hear, mostly men, if you hear men start arguing, take your last drink, baby, get in the car. If you ever see a group gathering and they don't everybody like they have somebody up dancing, get your last drink and get the car. If you see more than one person that you know is probably in a gang or is a little bit unhinged and they most likely got a weapon on them, what I said, get your drink and get the car. If you ever outside somewhere, like you're outside your house, and you see somebody circle more than once, get your ass in the house, or you need to leave that area because some shit probably about to go off.
Mm-hmm.
For my ladies especially, but probably my guys too, always go like a 45-second rule. That means that it needs to be 45 seconds from the time that you walk out of wherever you leaving to put your keys and unlock your car, put your keys in your ignition, and drive it off. Even in the wintertime, I know, but even in the wintertime, always try to park.
Child, mine probably be like under 30. I be gone. I don't even like moving fast.
That you're gonna be alone in, just in case you got.
I mean, I don't like moving slow. Child.
You feel the fuck out. If you're ever lost or you're not exactly sure where you at, do not pull out your phone in public. Because what you're doing, especially when you're in a place where you don't know where you at, you letting people know that you don't know where the fuck you at. And people will take advantage of you. I got more, but this video was long enough. So if you ever want me to make another one, let me know.
Definitely do. I like her.
Kirby Frog here. I don't have much time because he's kind of chasing me right now.
away from home. She said that she was gonna take me, take me. She was gonna take me.
Is that his normal voice?
You know?
Oh, he's okay. I'm like, did he just make light of an attack? Like,
I was walking his box and he was backing with me, and he was like, "Hey, Elena," and I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "You know those people who are like really pretty from far away, because then you get up close and they're really ugly? Yeah, you're one of those people." Yeah.
what did that have to do with street smarts? All right. Did she just get something that's been bothering her off her chest just now? A little high school trauma? I don't think she's ugly. She has like a different look though. She looks like she's frowning, but she's like literally, you know how like some people have eyebrows that like are like lower than other people. That's why people get eyebrow lifts. She looks like angry or something. But y'all, I did more eating than reacting. No, but I did react. I do think people who grew up like where I grew up, this like, you know, and I grew up in like, you know, very much suburban areas, you know, where I didn't really need to know this stuff, but it's important for everyone to know this kind of stuff. And then some. They have other videos on here, but very few of them who actually spoke. I actually was like, oh, you know what? You're right. You know, and then like the last girl, like I said, she told me something. She was in high school and a guy walked up to her and said, you know how, you know, you have some, John, you heard what she said. I ain't about to repeat that foolery. That was a bully. That ain't got nothing to do with no street smarts. Child. So what did she thought? What she thought he was like interested in her or something, and like, you know, that's why he was walking up to her. That's still not street smarts, like, girl. I'm not gonna say common sense, but I'm gonna say it like this. You gotta have a good old nasty read in your back pocket at all times. Was he that cute that you were just stunned and, you know, speechless? Girl, please. Like I said, you gotta keep one right in the back pocket so you can pull it out and throw it at him. Throw it at him like a palm tree. Throw the whole shady palm tree at him, okay? Y'all, that is the end of this reaction. If you want me to do more, put them in the comments. Make sure you stay safe and stay sane.